It's January, but obviously we didn't take our luxury all-wheel drive convertibles to Florida for a little winter vacation. No, we took our Bentley Continental GTC, a BMW 650iX, and an Audi A5 north to the Snowdrift Rally in Lewiston and Atlanta, Michigan. Yesterday, I was on the same road as a passenger in a 2000 Subaru rally car driven by Henry Krolikowski. Today, we decided to test our own cars on the same road and see how they fared. Even through winter gloves, layers of quilted outerwear, and clunky boots, we can tell that the BMW is the quickest of our three cars on the slippery stuff. Its predictable power transfer, crisp steering, and superb balance make it easily driftable and lots of fun in Sport Plus, the most aggressive of its four drive modes. The Beamer accelerates with astounding thrust on the icy two-lane, thanks largely to its Dunlop winter tires, a 400 horsepower 4.4-liter turbo V8, and quick 8-speed automatic transmission. The engine emits an awesomely addictive back pressure burble too when we lift off the gas pedal. The $58,000 Audi A5 shares its 8-speed automatic with the BMW and its 4-cylinder engine configuration with the majority of Snowdrift participants. Its turbocharged 2-liter is a great engine, but 211 horsepower just can't compare with the BMW's 400 horsepower and the Bentley's 567 horsepower 6-liter twin-turbo 12-cylinder. Fortunately, only the lack of power holds the Audi back from being just as fun and capable as the 6 Series on this road. The steering is firm and direct, although its wheel is the only one that isn't heated. Quattro all-wheel drive loves sending power rearward to help the A5 rotate and maintain slides, and the transmission is delighted to keep the four-banger on the boil. The 4,000-pound A5 weighs about 600 pounds less than the BMW, so it feels very nimble and sporty, but the A5 isn't very anxious to slow down on the skating rink of the road. The Bentley Continental GTC has brake rotors almost as big as Ferris wheels, but like the Audi, it's also reluctant to scrub off speed. Blame the Pirelli Winter Soto Zero tires fitted to both it and the Audi. Fortunately, poor braking grip is the only complaint we have about the Pirellis. The Bentley weighs almost 1,500 pounds more than the Audi, so it's also the least playful car in these conditions. It's nearly 3-ton mass, making it tricky to get sideways, and its 516 pound-feet of torque, making it difficult to maintain a drift without causing the stability control, which we've set to dynamic mode, to step in. The insanely torquey Bentley's $237,000 price may be similar to the value of a big waterfront home with a 3-car garage up here in Montmorency County, but the high price seems somewhat more acceptable when you consider how much prestige the GTC offers and how luscious it feels. It's a shame that we spend most of our time in the Conti with gloves on our hands, because the bare-fingered tactile sensations are what truly set it apart from just about every other car on the planet. Two of the final stages, known as the Super Special, of the Snowdrift Rally take place at the bottom of a large gravel pit north of Lewiston, Michigan, where the race cars sprint through a makeshift 0.8 of a mile course. Before we can turn off our convertibles in the Super Special parking lot, a crowd surrounds our cars and gushes about their beauty, specs, prices, and about how crazy we are to be driving them in the middle of winter in northern Michigan. Today it's about 25 degrees and there's a nasty wind chill. In this crowd, the big bucks Bentley probably gets the most attention. Many people here have never even seen a Bentley up close, let alone sit in it. The Audi and the BMW certainly aren't ignored by the throngs, however. The BMW is a super cool, sporty German ragtop. And the Audi A5 is arguably the most beautiful car of the trio, even though it's the least expensive. Car racing and convertible driving are typically warm weather activities, but it turns out that there's nothing quite like driving a high-dollar convertible, top down, on a crisp morning while snowflakes flitter over the windshield and spiral onto the road behind you. There's also nothing quite like fighting frostbite with a beer in your hand while a stickered-up Econo car slides by so close that you can smell the racing fuel and see the driver's pupils. Their creators probably engineered these 3 convertibles with the Côte d'Azur in mind, but there's nothing wrong with taking them north for the winter.